Hey everyone, I'm Tsunani, welcome to my new video. Grabie kindly sent me this set of 48 alcohol markers, and because I really want to improve my alcohol marker skills, I said yes to review them. As always, I will tell you my honest opinion about the product, of course. They come in this nice box, which is very handy to use. This set comes with a small coloring book. Later I will use this grid again inside the box to keep the markers in the right order. The markers have a side with a brush tip and a side with a chisel nib. I would say the smell is in a normal level, not too strong. Not better or worse than the smell of other brands I tested before. The brush tip side has a gray ring, so it's easier to find it. And the marker is not rounded, it is triangular, that they don't roll down the table. Let's have a look at the coloring book. Oh, there's also a swatch card in it. The motifs are very beginner-friendly, very easy motifs, too simple for my taste, but on the other hand, it could be good to warm up later and get to know these markers better. Oh, and the markers all have a color number on both sides. Then let's have a look at the 48 colors we get in this set. The paper here is very thin, I guess it's a marker paper. I'm using the plastic sheet from Ohuhu here, which comes with all their Ohuhu sketchbooks and markers, because alcohol markers bleed through almost every paper. As I started to swatch them on here, I realized that the ink flows too much on this paper, so I decided to use my Ohuhu bleed-proof sketchbook to swatch all of these. So here we have all of the 48 colors. I can recommend swatching all of your markers because they mostly don't match the colors on the caps. So it's easier to find the right colors for your artworks. I think we have a great color palette here. All the markers are very juicy, they have a very good ink flow, and I can say something negative about them. Right now you can get this set for about $40, $39.99, what is a very good price, I think. The only thing is that you can't get the colors individually if your favorite color is empty. But as a starter set, why not? I will link you all informations in my description, and Grabie created a permanent discount code for you. Use XUN24 for 15% discount on their website. Perhaps you are interested in buying a set from them. Then I tested a few papers because I have no expert experience with alcohol markers. I wanted to find a paper which is good for my needs. I like it if I can blend the markers into each other. But on the special marker papers, you can't blend them so well. The benefit is that the ink don't bleed so much in all directions, so you can work more precisely. The mixed media sketchpad from Ohuhu was in the end my favorite paper. You can get a nice gradient on this paper. It bleeds a bit more in all directions, but for me this is okay. Later I also tried Bristol paper because of its smoothness, also a cellulose watercolor paper, but I didn't like it on there as well. Perhaps you have a tip on which paper you like working with alcohol markers. I really don't like the marker paper and I'm looking for another solution. And the mixed media from Ohuhu has a very small size. It would be good to find a paper like this in a larger format for my future projects. Thank you for your help. Then I sketched a few cute fern creatures on a page of the Uhuhu mixed media pad and picked a nice color palette for them. I'm still not very comfortable in working with alcohol markers. There's still this insecurity. Is this the right way I'm doing this? And it's hard to silence my brain. But then after a while it was easier and I tried to trust the process. I thought this motif would be not as hard as a portrait or so. I liked my color choice a lot and it was nice how fast you can work with alcohol markers. It's a lot faster than with watercolors or gouache, for example, and the colors are so vibrant and strong. I like to work with them and I will improve the skill more and more, I hope. I planned to do Inktober, my Xuntober, mainly with alcohol markers, but in the end, after day 1, which I drew with alcohol markers, I switched to watercolors again. And I would love to feel comfortable enough with these markers to use them more in my sketchbooks. This would be a level up, but no pressure here. Oh, what I also wanted to tell you are a few facts about the Grabie history. I would like to share this because I think it sounds very sympathetic and very interesting. Grabie started in 2021 as a response to the pandemic's challenges. They are dedicated to art not only as a means of self-expression, but also as a way to find solace and healing from life's anxieties and stresses. So, over the last years, they developed a lot of different art supplies and crafting supplies, also for art therapy to support mental health. I really like their company concept, especially as a neurodivergent person with my own mental health issues here and there. I also link the homepage in my description. There you can read all of this if you like to know. I regret a bit that I made a background behind the fern creatures. It would have looked better without it, but this belongs to my learning curve with alcohol markers. Then after the ink dried, I used colored pencils for all the details. I like the combination, also the texture of the pencils on top of the very smooth finish of the alcohol markers. This brought all nicely together and I like the result in the end. I hope this review video was helpful for you and I also hope you enjoyed watching my process here. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed my content. Thank you so much for your support. Also a big thank you to my Patreons. You are wonderful. Then have an awesome week, my friends. See you next time. Yours, Xunani.